Let's begin with the very first chapter of 6th class geography. That's the Earth in the solar system. मतलब कि जो Earth है वो solar system के अंदर. How wonderful it is to watch the sky after sunset. One would first notice one or two bright dots shining in the sky. When you look at the sky, you obviously see at कितने सारे अगर मौसम साफ हुआ, so you can see there are a lot of bright dots which are shining in the sky. Soon you would see the number increasing. धीरे धीरे उनका number increase करता है. You cannot count them anymore. Means they are infinite in numbers. The whole sky is filled with teeny shiny objects. जो पूरा sky होता है, that's whole filled with shining objects, which with some are bright and other are dim and some are twinkling like diamonds in the sky. But if you look at them carefully, you will notice that some of them do not twinkle as others do. अगर हम उनको अच्छे से ऑब्जर्व करें तो हम ये देखेंगे कि कुछ उसमें से ट्विंकल नहीं करते हैं. दे सिंपली ग्लो विदाउट एनी फ्रिकल जस्ट एज द मून शाइन्स. यानी कि जैसे जब हम मून को देखते हैं तो हम देखते हैं कि वी लुक इट लाइक अ स्फेयर. वी कॉन्स्टेंटली लुक एट इट. It doesn't twinkle. So along with these brighter objects, you may also see the moon or on most of the days. So along with these objects हम most of the days हम moon को देखते हैं. It may however appear in at different times. Obviously जो moon है वो हमें कभी जल्दी दिखाई देना शुरू कर जाता है, कभी हमें लेट दिखाई देना शुरू करता है और different shapes में दिखता है, different positions में दिखता है. different shapes in the sense हमें कभी आधा दिखेगा, कभी हमें पूरा दिखेगा, कभी different shapes होते हैं उसके. You can see the full moon only once in about a month. तो हमें जो एक full moon होता है वो हमें एक महीने में सिर्फ एक बार दिखता है, and that full moon night is called as Purnima. Then a fortnight later you cannot see it at all. मीन्स जैसे आज एक फुल मून डे है. इफ़ आई एम एबल टू सी द होल मून, देन आफ्टर दैट मीन्स द डे बिफोर दैट आई विल नॉट एबल टू सी एनी मून इन द sky, and that is what we called new moon night or amavasya. Means that in new moon night or in new moon day there is no moon in the sky. So it is a very important question which can be asked. On this day you can watch the night sky best provided in the clear night. So हम इस दिन में जो अमावस्या का दिन होता है उस दिन हम पूरे एक नाइट स्काई को बहुत अच्छे से हम देख सकते हैं, because there is no moon, so there is only stars which we can see. So basically it's an night which is dark. Do you wonder why can't we see the moon and all those tiny objects during the day? If you have wondered that why we can't see these objects in the day, they are always present in the sky, but we cannot see them in the day. The only reason is because the sunlight is very bright, which doesn't allow us to see the objects. And these objects like moon, which is an body which shines by the reflection of sun. So moon doesn't have its own light. It whatever light it is having is just because of the sun, the moon, all those objects shining in the नाइट स्काई आर कॉल्ड सेलेस्टियल बॉडीज़. तो जैसे जो सन है, जो मून है, जितनी भी शाइनिंग बॉडीज़ होती हैं उनको हम सेलेस्टियल बॉडीज़ कहते हैं. सम कैलेस्टियल बॉडीज़ आर वेरी बिग एंड हॉट. कुछ जो कैलेस्टियल्स बॉडीज़ होती हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा हैवी होती हैं, बहुत बिग होती हैं, बहुत हॉट होती हैं. दे आर मेड अप ऑफ गैसेस. तो ये जो होती हैं ये गैसेस की बनी हुई होती हैं, बिग और हॉट जो होती हैं, एंड दे आर कॉल्ड गैस जायंट्स. सो दे हैव देयर ओन हीट एंड लाइट. तो इनके पास इनकी खुद की हीट होती है, खुद की लाइट होती है. एंड these celestial bodies are called stars. जैसे कि sun जो है वो एक star है, like every other star. Sun is also a star. The only difference is it's very close to earth. That's why we find it like very big or very energy rich. Countless twinkling stars in the night sky are similar to the sun. As I said, they all are similar to the sun. But the only difference is that we are very close to the sun, while all other stars are distance apart from the sky, and that's why we are not able to see them correctly. But we do not feel their heat or light. Obviously we don't feel their heat or light. They look so tiny because they are very very far from us. After that, there is a box which is given here, which is basically an exercise. It's like one torch, one sheet of plain paper, pencil, and a needle. Place the torch in the center of the paper with its glass front touching the paper. Now draw a circle around the torch. Perforate the paper with the needle. Now place the perforated circle apart from the glass. Wrap the torch with a ribbon. Carefully switch on. Stand at some distance in the room. So it's nothing, it's just an exercise which is given for the children's. There is a paper. What you have to do is you have to bind it with a torch in your with the help of a rubber band, and you have to pierce it with the help of a needle, and you have to switch off the lights, and you have to see that the reflection of that light, which will be seeming like a star on the wall. So this is what it is, that now we have to do is we have to switch on the lights and the dot will disappear. This is that is what exactly happens, that because of the presence of the light, which the bulb which we have glowed in the room, the light of that single pierced needle torch which we have made, it just disappears because of the presence of a more brighter light. That's what the main purpose of this activity is, कि कैसे we can't see that celestial bodies like stars in the sunlight. You must have noticed that all objects look smaller when seen from a distance. Obviously, when seen from a distance, all the objects seems very small. While talking about, if we go to a aeroplane, while looking at the heights it flying in the ground, there are such a huge buildings which appear very small. So that's what that is a term in physics, that's reference point. So that basically depends on that, how small an aeroplane looks while it is flying at a greater height. Obviously aeroplane is very big, a huge number of passengers were being carried in that, and still it looks very small when seen from ground because it is in such a great height. So while watching the night sky, the same pattern happens, and the star seems shorter to us. While watching the night sky, you may notice various patterns formed by the different groups of stars. There is an image which is shown here. So here is this kind of pattern which is shown in the figure, and this is what we called as constellations. So these are constellations. इसमें कुछ नाम दिए हुए हैं. There are some names. That's Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. So you have to remember the names, which are Ursa Major or Big Bear. Big Bear and Ursa Major are such constellations which are present in the sky. One of the most easily recognizable constellation is the Small Bear or Saptarishi, and the Small Bear and Saptarishi, they both are the same thing. And this is from the Indian perspective, Saptarishi and Small Bear, which was said. And these Big Bear and Ursa Major, these are also some constellations which are formed in the sky. It is a group of 7 stars while talking about the Saptarishi or Small Bears, and that forms a part of large Ursa Major constellation. So it can be a question that among which of मतलब ये जो Ursa Major है और Big Bear है, they both are the same thing, and the Saptarishi which is in part of that major Ursa Major constellation. So ask someone elder in your family or neighborhood to show you some stars, planets and constellations in the sky, because this book is of class 6, so it is written like we have written it for a kid, so to make them understand we have used such terms, but you can watch it by your own. In ancient time, people used to determine direction during the night with the help of stars. So it can be done with the help of north stars, because north star is always present in the north direction, it doesn't change its direction, and hence it is called as pole star. It always remains in the same position in the sky. We can locate the position of the pole star with the help of Saptarishi. This is the pattern of Saptarishi, and here is the pole star present, so we can locate it easily with some practice. If an imaginary line is drawn joining the pointer stars further, we will have a pole star, which I have already shown you. Some celestial bodies do not have their own heat and light. There are so many celestial bodies which do not have their own light and own heat. For example, moon, as I have said earlier also, they are lit by the light of stars. So they are visible to us because of the other stars, the reflection of other stars. Such bodies are called planets, and those who do not have their own light or own their heat, then these kind of structures are called planets. The word planet comes from the Greek word Panitia, which means wanderers. Wanderers means जो घूमते रहते हैं, those who travels, those who wander. Vagabond, we can the another word for this. The earth on which we live is a planet. Obviously, earth is a planet. It gets all its heat and light from the sun, because we are it is the nearest star, and we are revolving around it in 24 hours. So obviously we will have all our light from the sun only. So if we look at the earth from a great distance, say the moon, it appears to be shining just as the moon. As we are looking at the moon is basically a satellite of earth, but while we are looking at the moon appears us to be shining. So while you will go to the moon, the earth will appear to you like shining, as the moon is appearing to us while living on the earth, because earth will also sparkle, earth will also shine because of the light which is provided by the sun, the reflection of the sun, which will make it shine. The moon that we see in the sky is a satellite. As I said, it is a companion of our earth. It is a companion of earth, and it revolves around the earth. And like our earth, there are 8 other planets that get heat and light from the sun. Some of them have their moons too. So this is the thing, which is that there are 8 planets in our solar system, those who revolve around sun as we are revolving around sun while living in the earth. They also do so. Now here is an interesting fact which is given, that is Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus have rings around them. So we have to remember this. This is an important thing. It can be asked in MCQs, that Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus, and we will be provided where we will be facilitated by another example, and we will be asked that which among the following have no rings. So the answer will be that one, because Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus, which are the last gas giants, they have rings. These rings which are present in them are basically debris, small belts of debris. These rings may be seen from the earth with the help of powerful telescope. If you have a telescope, you can easily see these rings. because they are very big, they are very huge. So the solar system, now we are in the solar system. The sun, 9 planets, satellites, some other celestial bodies known as asteroids and meteoroids, which form our solar system. So before going to this image, let me complete the okay let me complete the paragraph. So it forms a solar system. We often call it a solar family with the sun as its head. Now, while we are in the diagram here, first we will discuss about Mercury. Mercury has it takes 88 days to revolve around the sun, and its spin is 59 days, means it revolves in its axis in this much day. After that, Venus, then Earth. We have to just read the data and we have to remember it and calculate it. So the planets which are given here on the outer edge from different color, they all are inner planet which are very close to sun, and they made up of rocks. So the planets which we read, that's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, they all are very close to sun and they are made up of rocks. While talking about Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, they all are very far from sun and they are huge planets which are made up of gases and liquid. So they are gas giants. And as we have read that that Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus forms the rings around its outer side. So the rings are present, which are present in Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus. After that, the questions which will be asked will be like, which one of the following planet has maximum number of moons? So while we look at the Jupiter, we have 53 moons, and while talking about Saturn, here again we have Saturn has 53 number of moons. So the maximum number of moons are present in Jupiter and Saturn, and it can be asked about the moons of Uranus, which is 27 in number, and Neptune has one moon, while Mars has two moons and Earth has one moon. Venus has no moon and Mercury has also no moon. So these are something which data which we have, which we can ask in different patterns and different combinations. And so here is something given in this. It is written that Sol is the Roman mythology in the sun god, which is solar, means related to the sun. The family of the sun is therefore called the solar system. Write down as many words using the word solar in your own words. So it is an activity for kids. Okay. Now, many words used in the language may have been taken from other languages as well. So, while talking about geography, which is an English word, its origin is from Greek, which means here the word which literally means geo. G meaning earth होता है, and geology, which means study of earth. Geometry means measurement of earth, and geoid means resemblance of the shape of or form of the earth, means the shape of the earth is basically geoid in shape. It's not spherical or anything else, it is geoid. After that, there is one more given, given, which is human have always been fascinated gazing at the sky, at the night sky, because obviously it is very fascinating that how the stars are sparkling, how the moon is, and so on. So those who study these celestial bodies and their movement are called astronomers. And Aryabhatta was a famous astronomer of ancient India. He said that moon and the planets shining due to the reflection of the sun, and he's the one who said this. No, today astronomers over the world are busy in exploring the universe. So this is something which you should know, that Aryabhatta is one of our, and we have to study more about this and in this topic. And I'll try to make a separate video about Aryabhatta, which will help you in the exam as well. The sun is in the center of the solar system. It is huge and made up of extremely hot gases. Because sun is a star, it is made up of gases and very extreme hot gases. It provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. Obviously, all the planets revolve around it. So there must be a gravitation force which is being generated by the sun, so that all the planets bound in its attraction and revolve around it and don't leave their orbits. The sun is the ultimate source of heat and light for the solar system. For our solar system, it is an ultimate source, but the tremendous heat is not felt so much by us, because despite being our nearest star, it is far away from us, and yet it is very hot. We doesn't burn out, or we doesn't have that much impact. We get a lot of impact, but not that it is because it is 150 million kilometers away from the sun. Here again a fact which is given, and if the question paper is very factual, then I think this is definitely going to help you. That is, the sun is about 150 million kilometers away from the earth. While talking about the planets, there are 8 planets in our solar system, which are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. And while talking about Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, they are made up of made up of rocks, and they are inner planet. While talking about Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they are made up of gas and liquid, and they are called gas giants. While talking about Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, they have an outer rings present in them. So this is what we have collected yet. And all the 8 planets which are moving around the sun in a fixed path, with that path is what we called as orbit. So here we have given Mercury, which has 88 days. 88 complete days it takes to revolve around the sun. While talking about Venus is called as, or Venus is considered as Earth's twin, and it is called Earth's twin because of its shape and size, which is very similar to the Earth. So this can be a question, that which one of the following is called as the twin of Earth. So the answer is Venus. And there was a planet which is Pluto, which everyone is familiar about, is being eliminated from the planet community in August 2006, because it's continuously changes its path, and because of its shape, obviously. So Pluto is eliminated from the family of planets. However, in a meeting of International Astronomical Union, a decision was taken that Pluto, like other celestial bodies, decision is taken in Cirrus 2003 UB313, means other celestial bodies which are present in 2003. This decision was taken that these planets will be called as dwarf planet. So maybe they are called dwarf planets. So this is what we called it. Then while talking about the earth is third nearest planet of the sun, in which we all used to live, and it is the fifth largest planet. So what is the first largest planet? You have to answer it. And it is slightly flattened at the poles, and hence it is not spherical, it is a geoid in shape. And geoid directly means that earth like shape. So then after that, conditions favorable to support life are probably found only on the earth, because we all are live here. It is not either too hot nor too cold. Water is present, air is present, and every other thing which is essential to survive, like plants and food and everything, is present in the earth. And the air has life supporting gases like oxygen, which we used to breathe, and for our oxidation of our food, which is very important. And because of this reason, the earth is a unique planet in the solar system, and it is also called as blue planet, because 2/3 of its surface is covered with water and it appears to be like blue. So yes, it is a blue planet. And while talking about here, it is given that light travels it's like 3 into 10 ki power 8 meter kilometer, also if you'll convert it. So yet even with this speed, the light of the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. Another fact based question, that the time taken by the sun light to reach the earth is 8 minutes only. After that, another interesting fact which is given is Neil Armstrong was the first man um, to step on the surface of moon in 20 July 1961. And you have to find that which Indian was landed to the moon first. Now talking about the moon. So after that we have satellite. And what are the satellite? It is given that satellites are celestial bodies which are present around the sun, and they revolve around the planets, obviously. And for example, the satellite of Earth is a moon, that is a natural satellite. While talking about artificial satellite, man-made satellite, it is designed by scientists to gather information about the universe or for communication. It is carried by a rocket and placed in the orbit around the Earth. Some of the Indian satellite in the space are INSAT, IRS, EduSat, etc. So these are the satellites which is given. After that, we are talking about the moon. Our earth has only one satellite, that is moon, and its diameter is 1/4 that of earth, yani ki 1/4. And it appears to be big because it is nearest to our planet than other celestial body. It is about this is given 3,84,400 kilometers away from us. Now you can compare the distance of earth from the sun and that of the moon. The moon moves around the sun in almost 27 days, and it takes the same time as earth too. So as a result, only one side of the moon is visible to us. And the there is no condition favorable for life in the mountain, in the moon, because they have they have mountain plains and depressions on it, and the depressions appear to be that black shadow surface on which appeared from earth. And these cast shadow of the moon surface look at the full moon and observe these shadows. And what is an asteroid and meteoroid is our next topic. So while talking about asteroid is apart from stars, planet, and satellite. So there are numerous tiny bodies which move around the sun, and these are called asteroid. They are found between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter, and this is called asteroid belt. And what are asteroid? जब explosion हुआ था तो ये these are the parts of the planet. So this is what we call as asteroid. While talking about meteoroids are small pieces of rock which moves around the sun, which are called meteoroids. There is no much difference in asteroid and meteoroid, but what's the difference which you'll know now, that sometimes these meteoroids come near to the earth and tends to drop upon it. During this process, due to friction, they get heated and they burn out, और burn करने के बाद फ्लैश लाइट को उनसे फ्लैश होता है. एंड समटाइम्स दीज meteoroids without being completely burnt, they fall on the earth and create holes, hollow. So do you see a whitish broad band, like a white glowing path across the sky on a clearly starry night? And it is a cluster of million of stars which it's bent in the Milky Way. And that's the galaxy of our solar system. We are a part of that galaxy, that's Milky Way. And in ancient India, it is named as Akash Ganga. A galaxy is a huge of millions of star, cloud, dust, gases. There are a million of such galaxies that make the universe. It is difficult to imagine how big the universe is, and the scientists are still trying to know that how much they are. We are not certain about its size. We know that all of us, I belong to this universe. So this is here it is completed. Then you can relate yourself with the universe, Earth, solar system, Milky Way, and the universe. Then there are questions given. A twin planet of Earth, which is Venus, and the third planet to the sun is Earth. All planets move around the sun in a elongated path. After that, the pole star indicates north, and asteroids are found between. So they are found between Mars and Jupiter. So here we have this. So it is given an activity for fun. You can read it and solve this. So thank you so much. Here your one complete chapter of first chapter of your geography of class 6 is completed.